Welcome to Los Angeles.
This has been issued to us by the emergency.
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video. There's another paid request, this time from the Zero Cool John. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box under the video. And this is a topic where he wanted me to talk about the year 1997. At least films of 1997, since we're getting into the 25th anniversary of a lot of these movies. And I think about it for a bit. He wanted to talk about my favorite films, underrated, the worst, and I'd think about that for a bit. I mean, let's go on to the worst. What do I think of the worst films of 97? Number one, Pocket Ninjas. Pocket Ninjas is easily the worst film of 1997. That's a film that, if you think Three Ninjas is bad, hell, even Three Ninjas High Noon and Mega Mountain is better than this. Pocket Ninjas, this is a movie that's so bad, someone's playing a Game Boy with no game inside. Like, they literally have a shot where, imagine this, imagine I'm holding a Game Boy, holding a Game Boy, and there's nothing in the back, but I'm playing it. They're so stupid, they couldn't find a game to put in a Game Boy. And they not even shoot it, they shoot it from the back, and like, just have them shoot like this and put in sound effects. No. I mean, this is a movie that's goofy, it's silly, it's ineptly made, terrible sound effects, terrible acting. I did a review of Pocket Ninjas, just feel free to watch that. And Gummo, to me, that's just an ugly film where it's trying to be like shot value, unlikable characters. Gummo was one of those movies that was a critical darling, and I don't get why. To me, it's just an ugly movie with a bunch of unlikable people that I don't give a shit to hear about their story or what their problems or their issues. I'm like, there's people like kill cats and do shit with cats. I'm like, you know what? Y'all can go fuck yourselves and, I don't know, put your head up an elephant's ass for all I care and stay there. Trucks, a terrible direct-to-video remake of Maximum Overdrive. It's based on the original short story Trucks. Because Stephen King wrote this story Trucks, he turned into the movie Maximum Overdrive. He hated doing that. So then, years later, for cable, you had this movie called Trucks with Timothy Busfield. If you want to see Maximum Overdrive without any fun and any cocaine fuel and no AC/DC, no gore, no personality, go watch Trucks and be bored to death. So yeah, Pocket Ninjas, Gummo, Trucks, Fever Lake with Corey Haim. I like Corey Haim, but Fever Lake is a very... You know what? That movie's so fucking bad. I don't even remember what the fuck happened in that movie. I reviewed the film. The reviews on... That's what you know. When a movie's that bad that you delete it from your brain, like you put trash to recycle bin on your computer. Fever Lake is a lame fucking film. But I know, like, Pocket Ninjas, Gummo, Trucks, Fever Lake, they'd be in the top 4. Other bad films in 97, at least to me, Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. That kind of says everything. Warriors of Virtue, a lame, lame version of Ninja Turtles. Let's have Kung Fu Kangaroos, but the kangaroos have no personality. They don't really feel like the stars of the film. The star of this annoying little kid. The first time we see him, he's like in the bathroom, which is weird. It was cool to see Dennis Dunn from Big Trouble in Little China, but he was wasted in a nothing role, and he never comes back. It seemed like he was an important character, but he never comes back in the rest of the movie. The villain being very, very hammy, over the top. Warriors of Virtue, it also does this weird thing with the editing where it's like fast motion. I don't know what it was trying to do. It's like a camera. You have a flicker on. The flicker on your camera on. Just headache inducing. But there's stuff like The Postman, incredibly tedious, boring Kevin Costner film. Like, I like Waterworld. The Postman is when he fucked up. That's a boring movie. Home Alone 3, bad sequel. Sadly, it would get worse. A lot worse with Home Alone sequels. Which is sad. Other movies. Shadow Conspiracy with Charlie Sheen and Linda Hamilton. It was the last film. George P. Cosmatos, who did Rambo 2 and Cobra and Tombstone, of Unknown Origin, is the last film he did. The Shadow Conspiracy is Charlie Sheen finding out that the powers in politics, there's some bad shenanigans going on. He's an aide for the White House. He teams up with Linda Hamilton, who's a reporter. There's some conspiracy going on. I remember it ends with the bad guy, I swear he has a fucking toy helicopter to use to assassinate the president. Or someone. I think it was the president. It's like the guy has a fucking toy robot. Oh my Jesus. I mean, Speed 2 I'm not a fan of. Batman and Robin I'm not a fan of. Alien Resurrection I'm not a fan of. 187, I remember I reviewed that film and a lot of people got pissed at me for not liking that film. Because a lot of people love it. With Samuel L. Jackson, they go, you just didn't understand it. Yeah, I did it. I did what I was trying to tell about the futility of what's going on out there as this teacher is trying to teach these kids about life. And I still find it an empty vessel. I wasn't entertained. I didn't feel it was as powerful as it made it out to be. That's why the film, no one fucking talks about the movie. I don't even know if the film's even on Blu-ray. If so, that's too bad. If not, good. Fuck 187. There's definitely one more. I don't know if I. Based on the comments I had gotten, overrated. I don't even know if that review's still up. It might not be up anymore. But I'm just not a fan of that film. Now, this is the year we had Titanic, and you had a lot of other movies. My favorite films? That's a tough thing, is that I know I'm always going to miss something. But I know my top 10 would include Con Air would be in there. Love Con Air, Nick Cage, John Cusack, entertaining Jared Bruckheimer's deepism, fantastic score, fun action scenes. I'll show you God exists. Just a crowd pleasing movie. I know Copland would be in there, one of Stallone's most underrated performances. Wonderful cop drama with a nice western action feel to the ending. And you got Ray Liotta, you got Robert De Niro, you got Harvey Keitel, you got Peter Berg, you got Michael Rappaport, you have a Robert Patrick, you have a great cast in that. Copland deserved a lot more than it got, so it would definitely be in there. The Relic, love that monster movie. Directed by Peter Hyams. You got Tom Sizemore. It was great to see him as the lead, as a good guy. He was a fun character because he was superstitious and had some fun lines of dialogue. I love the look, the design of the monsters done by Stan Winston. I also like the idea of a monster movie in a museum. Just seemed a bit different, a bit unique. And yeah, some of the CG doesn't hold up the best, but it's 1997. Overall, Penelope Ann Miller, I would prefer someone else in the lead. She was fine for what she had to do, but even if it was like Halle Berry, if Halle Berry was in the lead, or fuck it, Sandra Bullock. Instead of doing Speed 2, I would rather be the lead in this. If Sandra Bullock was the lead in The Relic, I think that would have been awesome. Fuck Speed 2. Should have done The Relic. Dare do The Relic instead. Man, I like that idea. And I wish Sandra Bullock was the star of The Relic and not fucking... I did Penelope Ann Miller's fine, but there's just better actresses to me. But I do love that film. Other films, The Fifth Element, saw that. That I did see in the theater. Because they did ask, which films did I see in the theater? Not too many. The only films I saw in the theater was Anaconda and The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element, I think that was around my birthday, so it was like a birthday present because I saw the trailer and it looked wonderful visually, and it was. And I loved it. I love the visual aesthetic. I still think it's a beautiful looking film. The Fifth Element is beautiful to look at. I love the way the future is utilized in that movie and how it's visualized. I thought it was a lot creative with the models, and I still think the effects hold up pretty damn well. And it has an entertaining sense of humor, it's quirky, and it's just a lot of fun. Like, The Fifth Element is a lot of fun. So I mentioned, what, The Relic, Copland, The Fifth Element. Wait. Was that a... Con Air. Yeah, Con Air, The Relic, The Fifth Element, Copland. I'm not sure what would be number one. Volcano would be in there. I love Volcano. That's definitely... You mentioned what's underrated. I think that's one of the more underrated films of that year. People talk shit about Volcano. Yes, it's a silly idea. It's a volcano in LA. You're right. You know what? There's a lot of movies with silly fucking ideas. A guy dressed up as a fucking bat going out to fucking attack people is a silly fucking idea. It's how it's utilized. And this, I thought, was utilized well. In terms of very solid special effects. It does have a sense of humor. The fucking movie ends with, I love LA. We love it. If that's not tongue-in-cheek, I don't know what is. But it's not winking every 5 minutes. It still plays itself seriously enough. And Tommy Lee Jones and Don Cheadle, they work well together. Tommy Lee Jones, it was great to see him as the lead. And this type of film is a very different type of film. You get Keith David in there as well. And Heche, I thought it was actually rather good. Volcano, I enjoy. Always thought it was underrated. I think it's one of the better disaster movies out there. And the effects still hold up very well. That's a film that's 97, and the effects I don't think are that... They hold up. Just you have actual fireballs, like hidden buildings, and actual fire, and real stuff blowing up, like... And even the way they did the lava, it does look like lava in LA. That's the thing, if you do these Sci-Fi Channel films, but you give them an actual budget and a good cast... they can work. As silly as the idea happens to be. Well, that would never happen. You know what? The Terminator would never happen either. Because guess what? If you go back, how do you go back to the past to create a kid like Kyle Reese? How is there a John Connor in the first place if he wasn't born yet by the time that future happened? But then somehow Kyle Reese goes back. Like the first time that timeline went through, there was no John Connor. So how did John Connor come to be? Because Kyle Reese would have lived that. Why would he go back for Sarah Connor? There was no John. That's why it's called a paradox. You look at people even call it a paradox. And it's like, just don't think about it. I think someone asked that to James Cameron, he's like, shut the fuck up, just don't think about it. So, you just say the same thing for Terminator. It's just how it's handled and how, if it's entertaining. And that to me was entertaining. Same with Metro, with Eddie Murphy. I love Metro with Eddie Murphy. I think that's a very fun film. I think it's a very entertaining film. I think it's Eddie Murphy's, one of his more underrated pictures. I think he works well as a hostage negotiator. I think that's a great fit for the type of personality Eddie Murphy displays. The villain, Michael Wincott's intimidating. And Eddie gets some good dramatic moments where he gets angry and vicious and tries to fuck with the guy. You fuck you, asshole. Michael Rappaport was in that film as well. I thought he worked well with Eddie Murphy. And it was Eddie Murphy's detailing that charm and personality we saw in Beverly Hills Cop. That's why, to me, that's more of a Beverly Hills Cop movie than Beverly Hills Cop 3. Because that theater felt like more... That felt more Axel Foley than Axel Foley in Beverly Hills Cop 3. So I love Metro. Forgot how many that was. Let's see. Volcano, Fifth Element, Copland, Con Air, The Relic, Metro. I'll just mention others like The Game with Michael Douglas, my favorite David Fincher film. I love the storyline to that, as well as Michael Douglas's performance. I like Tomorrow Never Dies. It's one of my favorite James Bond films. I did a review and a commentary for that on the channel. The Edge is a good movie with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin. Good survival movie. Grosse Point Blank, entertaining John Cusack film. I thought Dan Aykroyd was a lot of fun in that. Money Talks. That's a fun buddy movie with Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. Some people say they didn't work well together. I thought they actually worked well. That's one of the movies I steal a lot of lines from. Like, sometimes if you hear me, he fucked the men, he fucked the women, he fucked them all. Charlie Sheen says that because Chris Tucker's talking to Charlie Sheen's fiance. He's like, oh, he had all the women. He had all the guys too. Like, he had all of them. And then Charlie Sheen like, yeah, all the men, all the women, I fucked them all. Like, the way Charlie Sheen, despite who he is as a person, I did think he was entertaining. I thought they worked well. And that was when Chris Tucker was rising in the ranks of comedy. And then after Rush Hour, he kind of gave up until a Rush Hour sequel, which is too bad. Air Force One, great Harrison Ford film. Get off my plane. I do have some issues with the pacing in that movie, but overall I do like the movie. Contact, I think it's a good sci-fi film. Men in Black, entertaining. Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones work rather well together. Beverly Hills Ninja, fun Chris Farley film. Breakdown, underrated Kurt Russell thriller. I like G.I. Jane with Demi Moore. I think that's one of Demi Moore's more underrated performances. Most Wanted is a good... That's an action film with Keenan Ivory Wayans, where he plays a U.S. Marine guy who gets put into a mission. He gets framed for a crime he didn't commit, and he's got to prove his innocence. Most Wanted isn't that bad. I thought Keenan Ivory Wayans was actually an interesting choice to do these action films like The Dilemma Man and A Low Down Dirty Shame, which he directed. Sadly, none of them were a hit. Mimic, Event Horizon. There's a lot of good movies in 1997. I mean, okay, if I sat over here and I had to pick my 10 favorite movies, that's tough. Because I hate excluding some of these on there. Liar Liar, that's another good one with Jim Carrey. Anaconda, I did see it in the theaters. I don't remember the circumstances, but I remember seeing it in theaters. But top 10. Like, okay, if you ask most underrated, I would say the most underrated would be Volcano, Metro, Copland, and The Relic, and then G.I. Jane. Top 10 favorite, I know, like I said, Copland would be on the list, Volcano would be on the list, Con Air would be on the list, Metro would be on the list, Fifth Element would be on the list. Actually, I'll do this so that I don't forget, because where the hell's my pen? Sorry, 1 second. There you go. Give me my fucking pen. This way, because I know I'm gonna fucking... Okay, I know Volcano would be on the list. Metro will be on the list for 2. Yeah, I don't know what order. Fifth Element would be on the list. Copland would be on the list. That's 4. Relic would be on the list. That's 5. The Game, 6. Con Air, 7. God, that's only 3 more, and that's tough. 3 more favorites. You know, I like Event Horizon quite a bit. Money Talks I do find a funny movie. I think Nothing to Lose was 97. If that's the case, I enjoy that film too with Tim Robbins and Martin Lawrence, so I would put that on the list. I think that's 97, Nothing But Trouble. That's a very fun movie. If that's the case, I would put that on the list. If that's the case, then that'd be 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that'd be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, wait. Yeah, that would be 10. Damn. That would be 10. And then the most underrated, like I said, they would be The Relic, Copland, Volcano, Metro, and like I said, G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane might not be in the top 10, but I do enjoy that film. I think it gets a bad rap. But a lot of good ones, like Mimic, and again, a lot of good ones in there. And people say, okay, well, what's your top 5 favorite? You have to put them in order. That's tough. I'm going to put Con Air number 1. Oh my god. Volcano number 2. Copland. No, God. Depends what I'm in the mood for. 3 and 4 is Copland, Fifth Element. They could switch around. So one day, it's like if I'm in the mood for drama, be Copland. If I'm in the mood for sci-fi, be Fifth Element. So that's 3 and 4 spots. That could be switched around. And then 5, The Relic. Put The Relic in there. So that would be around my top 5. And like I said, top 10, Metro will be on there. The Game, Event Horizon, Money Talks, stuff like that. And I said the worst, 1 is Pocket Ninjas, 2 Gummo, 3 Trucks, 4 Fever Lake. I guarantee you there's another film I'm forgetting, but fuck it. 5, I'm going to put 187, because fuck 187. If you like the film, that's fine. But so many people are like, you don't get it. I'm like, I don't want to get it. I don't want to get an STD either. So, that is my thoughts on the year 1997. So thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.